entrepreneurship globally, we all know that entrepreneurs are the people who bring out new products, innovative products, and innovative services, innovative ideas to customers and to the world. We know Jeff Bezos of Amazon, we know Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, and there are many like Bill Gates and um, Stephen Hawkins for that matter. We know many entrepreneurs who have brought new changes, new ideas to the world. But there are certain women as well who have been proving themselves as trailblazers, like there is J.K. Rowling, whose Adventures of Teenage Magician Harry Potter and his friends at Hogwarts have become literary sensation since the year 1998 and still are very famous. Beyonce novels, who is not just one singer and model, she also is an entrepreneur who owns three businesses. She started her journey of entrepreneurship with the House of Darion label, which is a fashion label, with her mother, and she owns other businesses like she has a production house as well. And we know Oprah Winfrey, who raised to fame from ashes. She owns the Oprah Winfrey Network. She owns the Oprah Winfrey Academy of her Leadership for Girls and also one production house. When we look at the global scenario of women entrepreneurship, statistically worldwide, only 6.2% of women own their businesses, as compared to 9.5% of men, which is much lower than the men counterparts. As per the survey which was conducted by World Bank, globally, out of three businesses, only one business is managed and owned by the women. And there are more women as compared to men who take business or entrepreneurship as an opportunity, out of necessity, which is 27% of women who take business as a necessity and not because they want to explore something new or they want to bring some new things in the market, but it is a necessity for them. Whereas there, if you explore opportunity, yeah, thank you. The number of women is far lesser than that of men. Only 68.4% of women start their business or companies in order to pursue an opportunity and make entrepreneurship as a career, as compared to men whose number is 74%, which actually results into the gender gap of 7%. Now, when we talk about women entrepreneurs in India and Uzbekistan, there are plenty of women entrepreneurs who have rose to fame in last one decade. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw is one of the first entrepreneur of her kind. She is the founder of Biocon. Biocon is a biotech company. She started this business when she was just 25 years old in 1978. She partnered with an Irish firm which was into the manufacturing of industrial enzymes. So it's a business of its own kind, and she really has marked her trail in the Indian market. There is a woman entrepreneur, Dildora Alimbekova, in from Uzbekistan. She is the chairperson of Association of Business Women in Uzbekistan. Now, this is a NGO which is working towards the empowerment of women and motivating women to take their own ventures. This NGO has created more than 70,000 jobs till date, and there are more than 12,000 women who passed courses from this NGO and who went on starting their own ventures, small or big. At the global scenario, there are several challenges which women face when they want to take entrepreneurship as a career. Like they have this fear of failure. What will the people say? What the world will say if they fail in the business? They have limited or restricted access to the financial resources as well. And it is very tough for them to defy the social expectations which normally the people and the society have from them, that they have to manage their homes as well, and that should be their first priority, and then should be their careers. Networking is another issue which the women entrepreneurs face, because they are not very talkative with every single person they come across, and networking is very important when it comes to the business, when it comes to managing the business. It is tough for them to manage the work-life balance because they have to manage their business and at the same time they have to manage their homes and their family as well. So the management of business and personal life becomes a challenge for them. And usually we see that women has this tendency of underestimating their self-worth. So crediting self-worth the success is again one challenge that women commonly face across the world, in fact. Now, when we talk about women entrepreneurship scenario in India, the Indian government has one think tank which is known as Niti Aayog. And Niti Aayog, in partnership with the government of United States of America, has formulated the Women Entrepreneurship Platform, which is commonly known as WEP, which promotes and supports not only the established women entrepreneurs but the women who are aspiring to start their businesses. This platform was formed in 2017, and they conduct training sessions. They also provide a platform wherein these women entrepreneurs can speak with each other. They provide support in terms of community and networking, funding and financial assistance, incubation and acceleration for the business. They provide assistance in compliance and tax filing. They help the women entrepreneurs in scaling up, and they provide mentorship and they provide marketing assistance as well. These are the six main focus areas of WEP. The foundation of WEP mainly rests onto three pillars: Ichha Shakti, Gyan Shakti, and Karma Shakti. Now, these are the Hindi words. Ichha Shakti means the motivation, the willingness of somebody. So, Ichha Shakti actually represents motivating the aspiring women to take up entrepreneurship as their career and start their own businesses. Gyan Shakti, Gyan means knowledge. So, Gyan Shakti is providing the knowledge which is required to start the business and building the ecosystem which can help the women to prosper and foster entrepreneurship. Karma Shakti represents providing the hands-on support in setting up the business as well as scaling up the business. And there are multiple schemes. Actually, government of India has many schemes for entrepreneurs, and particularly for the small and medium scale entrepreneurships. So there are certain schemes which are particular to the women entrepreneurs, like Bhartiya Mahila Bank and Annapurna schemes, and there are many such schemes. I have listed few of them here, and I'll be sharing this PPT so one can go through the schemes and understand what exactly each scheme is relevant to, and each scheme is offering to women entrepreneurs. Now, when we talk about the women entrepreneurship in Uzbekistan, Uzbekistan Businesswomen Association, Tadbir Kor Ayol, actually has developed a strategic project program for improving the system of business education for women in Uzbekistan from 2018 to 2020. There are various NGOs who are working towards the empowerment of women and women entrepreneurship, and they have identified the need for training courses in the areas like legal literacy, taxation, business registration, accountancy, and business plan development. There is a lot of work that is being done not only by the NGOs but by government as well in the various areas like standard of instruction, which has to be of high quality, which can help the women to understand and gain the knowledge, which with the help of which they can start their businesses. There should be minimum duplication of the ideas. Like, if something is working in the market, not every woman should get into the same area and start the same kind of business. There should be the variety. There should be the geographical spread and equality of opportunity as well, and particularly to the rural areas. And there should be some process of certification that can enable the women to go for higher education and then can help them gain relevant training, and which will be recognized by the industry as well. There was one survey conducted by United Nations Development Program (UNDP) in Uzbekistan in 2017, and the findings that they have got are not like very uh, we should say they're not like very exciting, but yes, there are good things that we can look forward to, and there are women who really have that can-do spirit, who are highly motivated. Whereas their survey says that Uzbek women entrepreneurs mainly take work from home, or they can, whosoever takes the business, they take it just for just out of necessity and not as a career or something they want to earn a lot of money from and make their life, make business as their career. The Uzbek women entrepreneurs are like mostly interested into retail trade of food and non-food items or bakery and cooking and sewing and tailoring businesses. There are certain women entrepreneurs in Uzbekistan who highlighted the area wherein they want, who highlighted the financial inclusion of the government or financial institutions where who can provide them the loans to start the business as well as the skill enhancement programs where who can offer them the knowledge base and the ecosystem to start the businesses. There are high potential women entrepreneurs in Uzbekistan as well, but when somebody wants to approach someone who can guide them through for business and through the situations or problems they are facing, we always see that there is a shortage of the role models for women entrepreneurs, or they are not available at all. And there is a need of close collaboration with international financial development community and support agencies so that the action strategies not can be formulated as well as implemented. That is how the women entrepreneurs can start their businesses with much ease and they can grow those businesses. So, with all this background, we conducted a brief survey, Anvaraka and me, and we tried to understand the sectors of presence in both the countries, in India and Uzbekistan. We tried to understand what are the motivational factors for women to take entrepreneurship as a career. We tried finding out what challenges they face at various fronts when they take entrepreneurship as a career. And we also tried learning what are the prospects or how we can increase or improve the prospects for women entrepreneurs. So herein we studied the entrepreneurs from both the countries and we found out the major sectors of presence of women entrepreneurs in both the countries. So in India, we found out that the food products and bakery, textiles, the consultancy services in legal, technical, or as an architect, or agricultural sector, the recruitment consultancy, the education sector, and trading, domestic as well as international, are the major sectors of presence for women entrepreneurs in India. In Uzbekistan, we found that construction, again, food products and bakery, retail, medical services, engineering, technology, tourism, consulting, and wedding salon are the major sectors of presence for women entrepreneurs. So, talking about the observations that we could do, there are encouraging number of the women-led enterprises who employ more than 11 employees, and out of four, three enterprises are such who employ more than 11 female employees. So that means that they are creating opportunities for women employees. So employment is being created for women as well. The overall the sector of presence is not only the food products and the consulting, but nowadays we see that there is encouraging number of women who are moving towards their towards entrepreneurship in the fields of technology and engineering as well. And there is an exponential growth in the number of entrepreneurs over last one decade. So since 2010 to 2020, we see that there is a very good growth in the number of women entrepreneurs. The most influencing factors, when we ask like what are the most influencing factors behind starting up their own businesses, so we got the responses like these women are mainly dissatisfied with their jobs and they wanted to utilize the skills that they have accumulated over a period of time through their education and their job experiences. And there was a good encouragement that they have received from their friends and the family to take up their own ventures. In India, we also found that women entrepreneurs also said that the support that they receive from government agencies and the private agencies as well, and the availability of the resources to start their own businesses are amongst the reasons to have the choice of present line of business. Um, the main reason for getting into a particular line of business in Uzbekistan, we found that an easy entry into a particular sector was the main reason, which was paired with the existence of similar line of business. Like there are similar business existing in that particular sector, and the women entrepreneurs have gathered some knowledge and experience in that particular sector. And when we ask them what are the facilitating factors, what facilitated their entry and growth in the business, they said that the skills and experience that they have gathered over a period of time through their work experiences and education, the guidance that they have received from their friends and families and from the people that who have experience in those fields, and the financial support are the major facilitating factors when somebody wants to start the business. So we also asked them like what are the challenges they themselves faced as a woman entrepreneur, as women entrepreneurs. So they said like finance is the most challenging factor that every person or every woman has faced as a woman entrepreneur, that they had limited or no access to finance, and it was hard time for them to gather the finance for their businesses. They also face challenges related to the support that they receive from the family, the social recognition of women entrepreneurs, how well they are recognized by the society, the marketing skills that are required, and the effort one has to put in order to market the product to product in the market and industry. That was also a big challenge for them. They also face the issues related to HR and managing their male subordinates particularly. They also say that they faced gender discrimination, and though there are plenty of government schemes which are available for women entrepreneurs, particularly for women entrepreneurs, like subsidized or low interest loans, they are not aware of them. So it is very important for us to look out for that area wherein we make them aware of the government schemes which are available so that they can take the benefit of it. And they also have faced the issues related to technical knowledge because of lack of education in the area. So that could be another thing that one we can look forward to. If we want to empower the women, we need to provide them the technical knowledge as well. So we ask them, when you face such problems, what do you think? Like how women entrepreneurs can solve these problems? What are your suggestions to other women entrepreneurs how they can overcome these problems? So all of them say that one should, the major recommendation, the top recommendation that we got is that the women entrepreneurs should focus on to their experience and knowledge. They have to build the self confidence and then face the problems. So to face the problems rather than looking to somebody else for help, we should rely on to our own skills, our own knowledge, and with all the confidence, we should face these problems. They say that we can also, seek for advice of experts in the respective field. We can look for legal advisors and auditors. We can look up to our family members to support us. And yes, there are certain government mechanisms who are established in order to support the women entrepreneurs. So we can even approach the government officials for that, and we can look out for the government mechanisms which can help us to solve these issues. So we also tried finding out what are the prospects for women entrepreneurs. Like we are, this is Global Entrepreneurship Week, and we are trying to motivate more people, not just women, but all the people, more people to get towards, to move towards entrepreneurship rather than going for traditional jobs. That they should create the jobs now. So what are the prospects for women entrepreneurs? How we can improve the prospects for women entrepreneurs? How we can create more women entrepreneurs in the society? So we received the 100% responses 100% of the respondents from both the countries say that the entrepreneurial spirit can be instilled in the women. They are not born entrepreneurs, we can make entrepreneurs. But yes, we need to provide the ecosystem, we need to motivate them, and that is how they will take entrepreneurship as a career. 90%, 91% of women entrepreneurs in India and 75% women entrepreneurs in Uzbekistan think that the women-centered entrepreneurship development programs, we popularly call them EDPs, can improve the entrepreneurial spirit in women. And the top focus of this EDP's entrepreneurship development program should be onto the technical skill development, identification of the business opportunities, and management of the small and medium sector enterprises, and how we can put the use of we can use information technology to improve and enhance our businesses. There are 91% of Indian entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, and 100% of Uzbek women entrepreneurs say that increasing the social equality status of women is very much important in order to attract more women towards entrepreneurship. And there are other major attracting factors like we should identify the women entrepreneurs who are achievers in the fields, and we should recognize them. We should popularize the women entrepreneurs so that others are motivated by looking at them. And we should also provide the setup support. And there have to be certain government schemes which are particular to women entrepreneurs. When we ask like what are their advices, we also sought for the advices for the upcoming generation of women entrepreneurs. We wanted to know how we can motivate the upcoming generation of women entrepreneurs. So they say that these people, the upcoming generation, should build the self-esteem. They should study the business area well and then get into the action. They advise that if we live under the fear of failure, we can never become successful in the life. So they suggest that the upcoming generation should overcome their fear, fear of failures, and they should believe in themselves. They should start at least a small business, a small venture, and then work onto the quality and then grow the business. They say that they should get into the action and should not be afraid of failure. And they also say that if you have the capability and if you have the risk taking ability, you have the knowledge, then take entrepreneurship as a career. Why do you want to get into traditional jobs? Take entrepreneurship as a career, opt for entrepreneurship. As in, you should never be afraid of getting into new line of business or launch a new product altogether, which is entirely new to the world. We can be the first, we can learn and we can grow. Like Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, who was the first one to get into the field of biotechnology. And she really built this business to and rose to prominence. Now, today, she is one of the most recognized business people around the world. We asked these women entrepreneurs about their advices to the government of their countries, like the women entrepreneurs in India. What would they advise to the government, and women entrepreneurs in Uzbekistan, if they have any advices for the government of their country. So these are the combined findings of for both the countries. They say like for benefits of women entrepreneurs, we or the countries, the government should have the loans which are at a subsidized interest rate, and they should be non-collateral. Because otherwise the women they have to have certain resources, they have to have certain property or something which they can keep as a collateral in order to obtain the loan. So if they have the access to non-collateral loan, they can easily get the loan and they can start their businesses. We need to educate the women and give them more opportunities, and especially the ones who have the ability to do something. So the women in rural areas, they can be really good at crafting, handicrafts. They are good artisans. So we can give them the opportunities. We can provide them the opportunities through certain schemes at government level or through the means of NGO, and then these people can really do well in the field of businesses. We can have the special training programs for women entrepreneurs. And we definitely need to set up the regional and local think tanks which are accessible to these people in the rural areas and for in the urban areas for that matter, wherein if I need the guidance, I can easily go there. I have the access to speak with the established women entrepreneurs who can guide me through the situation, who can help me grow in the business, and who can help me in networking as well. And there should be such the schemes should not only be on paper or in media, but this scheme should be the scheme should reach out to people. The women who are aspiring and they want to take entrepreneurship as their career, they should know what schemes are available for them. They should know how they can take advantage of these schemes and start their businesses. And there has to be a special focus onto the rural areas because the women in rural areas, they are not very well educated most of the times in most cases. So they have restricted or limited access to education and to all the facilities. So we need to have a special focus onto the rural areas so we can have a government body which will work towards the betterment and towards promoting the women entrepreneurship in rural area with special schemes, special EDPs, and special think tanks who will work in rural areas and can encourage and motivate the women in rural areas to take entrepreneurship and to start their own businesses, even if they are the small businesses. Eventually, they'll grow into the big ones, but it has to be done. It has to start. We also ask these women entrepreneurs if they have any advices for the friends, families of the women entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. So they say that the families and the society should support the women in any way they can. Okay, be it your sister or your mother or your wife, support them in any way you can. Doesn't matter how good they are in the field, how knowledgeable they are, but there always is the need for support from the family, particularly. That really motivates a woman to take entrepreneurship as a career. So the family should be very much supportive to the women entrepreneurs. And they say that women are our country's most promising yet underutilized asset. If we are ready to give the women wings, they will give the flight to the nations. So the women can really become change agents for the economies of country. They really can bring huge changes in the society, and they for can bring a lot of goodness to the economy of the country, and they can really brighten the country on the map or on the world map. And they also say that people shouldn't be judgmental about the women entrepreneurs. Like, we shouldn't be declaring the results beforehand, even before somebody starts the business. So we shouldn't be like, we shouldn't discourage them. We shouldn't be like, oh, what are you going to do? You will not succeed in this business. There are huge chances that this business will be a failure. This is a new product. Oh, this cannot work in the market. So if people are judgmental like that, the morale of the women entrepreneurs will go down right in the beginning, and there is a possibility that they drop down from the venture. So it is very important that we keep their morale up and we are not judgmental. We don't tell them whether this could be success or failure. Just support them. So we identified, before I tell you what we identified, there was a research conducted by Wendy Me. She prepared one country briefing paper titled "Women in Republic of Uzbekistan." So this paper is available online, and she conducted a research on women's participation in SME sector in Uzbekistan. So she says her findings say that the major focus has to be training of vocational skills. Then it should be training on business and entrepreneurial skills as well. There have to be the microcredit programs at various levels of business, and there should be the financial sector reforms and SME reforms which are very much required to promote entrepreneurship in the country, and particularly women entrepreneurship. So to conclude the research that we had conducted, we can say that there is a need for women-centered schemes. Um, there is a need for microfinancing at different stages of business, like for startup, the growing business, and for the expansion. The schemes are to the microfinancing should be done at different levels because the requirement is different at different levels. There is a need to establish the local think tanks, especially in rural areas. We need to prepare and we need to have the incubators, which will be jointly owned and managed by the universities, the support agencies, including the government and the industry. There is a need for counseling and guidance, so that can be provided through various agencies. We need to provide the hands-on support in setting up and scaling up the businesses to women entrepreneurs. There is a need for special schemes and EDPs for rural areas, since they have very limited access to the resources as well as education. And obviously, finally, the women entrepreneurs should come forward to support other women entrepreneurs. So there is a big need to learn from each other about the best ways to build network, to build a successful business, and the vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem. So that is how we can conclude the research that we have done, and that's all from my side. And I would like to take the questions regarding our research and whatever findings we have. So please go ahead. Yes? No questions? Any, any questions, colleagues, dear friends?
No, Jyoti, I think we don't have questions. That was excellent presentation and great analysis, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Maybe, maybe some other colleagues have some questions. No.
You do have no question, Natalia?
No, actually, no. I'm just so much food for thought right now. It was so deep. I wasn't thinking about that on that deep level. So I'm really now triggered, motivated to look for like more information, more details about this.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you. It was great.
Thank you so much. So if nobody has any question, then I'll conclude the session.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for all your attention and have a great evening ahead. Thanks a lot for listening to me so patiently.
Thank you, Jyoti, for wonderful presentation.
Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.
Bye.